God's approval is not express. Tell another person, God's approval is not express. What do I mean? The fact that God has approved something does not give you an express hand to do what you like. Live the way you want. Oh, because God said, it's okay, have it. And you feel because God has given it to me, I can always live my life the way I want. Get this clear. You cannot follow God and live in self-will. Tell your neighbor, you cannot follow God and live in self-will. What do I mean? You cannot follow God and your own will precedes the will of God. It must be the will of God first. You must live for Him first. The fact that God has given you a thing does not give you express hand to live the way you like. I wouldn't say God's blessing comes with condition, but I would say it comes with a warning. Every of God's blessings comes with a warning, because He knows that man is a free moral agent, and man is very fragile, that can change at the slightest time. Man will be humble before God when he is in need and want. The moment he gets it, he becomes haughty. God knows that. So when He gives to you as a free moral agent, He says, I've given to you, but this is it. People of God, don't think that because what God has given to you is flourishing and you're living the way you like, that nothing will happen. It is just a timing bomb, a boiling water. He has given you this thing as you prayed for, and you feel, okay, I've gotten it now, I can live the way I want. Don't be too happy. It is just a timing bomb that may explode anytime. People of God, when you pray to God, most times He may not want to answer that prayer because He knows you. But when He answers the prayer, He will not answer most time out of excitement. He will answer because of love. And that answer comes with a warning. Many today lost their beautiful job, career, businesses, marriages, name them. Why? They neglected the warnings. Why? They thought that the approval was express. I mean, many have lost their job, their career, their businesses because they thought their approval was what? Express. That is, I've gotten it, let me live my life. No, you cannot. Even if you go to the devil for help, when he gives you, he will still give you that same warning. I mean, you must live your life to please the one that gives to you. If God gives to you, you must live your life to do what? If the devil gives to you, you must live your life to do what? No two ways. So it depends on who is giving to you. You cannot receive from God and please the devil. It's a lie. He will show you that he's a jealous God. You cannot receive from God and live to please the devil. 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 11 to 12. Though Solomon finished the house of the Lord and the king's house and all that came into Solomon's heart to make in the house of the Lord and his own house, he prosperously effected. Verse 12, please. And the Lord appeared to Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and have chosen this place to myself for an house of sacrifice. Now, take note of verse 12. Take note of verse 12. Can you give us verse 12 again? Sorry, verse 12, please. Take note. And the Lord appeared to Solomon by night after all he has done, right? He built a house for God, his sacrifice. And the Lord appeared unto Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer, no doubt. And I've chosen this place to myself for a house of what? I have heard your prayer. Solomon, you have done well. Thank you so much. But, verse 17. After giving warning to the children of Israel, that I'll be going to that house for prayers and sacrifices, he now turned to him. After giving you that job and career and business, he now turned to you. Say, and as for thee, don't forget he has answered the prayers. But and as for thee, if thou will walk before me as David thy father walked, and do according to all that I have commanded thee, and shall observe my statutes and my judgment, then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom. You can have something, but it's not established. Do you understand what I mean by to establish? It stands the rain. It stands the storm. It stands challenges and circumstances. That's nothing can pull that thing out. Even when the wars happen, it stands strong. It means you have been established. It can be built and raised, but not established. It can be founded, but not established. According as I have covenanted with David thy father, saying, they shall not fall thee a man to be a ruler in Israel. Next verse. But if ye turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and shall go and save other gods and worship them, then will I pluck them up by the roots. Sir, something can be plucked, and something can be plucked from the roots. If the branch is cut, there's hope it will grow back. But if the root is pulled off, that is the end of it. He didn't say I will cut or he said I will pluck up by what? Out of my land, which I have given them. But if you dare me, see this house, I will remove it from the roots. And this house, which I have sanctified by my name, will I cast out of my sight. A building is not a house. A house is not a building. When it's a house, it contains something. It is attractive. A building is a frame. It wasn't talking about the building. It was talking about what? A house. That means the building itself and the contents. I will cast out of my sight, and I will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. Because this house is so fine. Made of gold and silver. Very precious stones. Expensive stones. But don't dare me. Tell your neighbor, don't dare God. But Solomon, don't you dare me. Because you know you're going to see wealth, and that wealth will get into your head. That's why most of us are not wealthy. He can control you now. But when wealth comes, God won't even be able to control you again. When you can buy sin, fund your sin. You know, there's a level you are, you cannot fund some kind of sins because you don't have money to fund it. But the level you get to, you can fund some kind of sin. You can travel here to go and sin in Dubai and come back tomorrow morning. You have the funds. So when you're asking for wealth, he said, this guy, if this thing enters your hand, I know what will happen. You will be able to fund some things. Now you look humble. You look righteous because you cannot fund some kind of lifestyle. Are we getting the point? So you ask, he will not give you. I prefer your soul. I will just give you what you can handle. Because by the time you have 1 billion, and how much is private jet from here to Dubai? 1 billion. That's 100 million in 10 places. And I say from here to Dubai is 50 million in a private jet. What is 50 million? When I have one what? 1 billion. What will it do? You fly. I want to club in Dubai. You that never went for a party. That's it. You have the funds. You that never went for a party in the night. You can now do what? I want a club in Dubai. In that club, your eyes will see what your mouth cannot say. And by the time you reach that in your mind, you want to go back tomorrow. At that time, where is God? Who is God? You forget your church. Forget midweek service. You forget prayers. Because you cannot carry two things at the same time. Yes. At that time, your prayer life is gone. Yes. What is fasting when you have NSC VSOP? Of course, you can't fast. You look at your bar in the house and it's sparkling, clean, soft and smooth, well blended. You just come out and say, "Can you give me a glass of that VSOP?" Early in the morning, and you get to your window and open the window and see it gently, and sit down on a couch and say, "Life's good, man." But you never had that kind of life when you didn't really have much. And God will still be looking at you and still saying, "You are daring me." You are what? Daring me. You are daring me. All you had came from me. All you have comes from me, and all you shall have shall come from me. You are daring me. When my own time comes, the same way you're not paying attention to me, I will also pay attention to you. So that and this touch which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passeth by it. So that it shall say, "Why are the Lord done doors unto this land and unto this house?" Afraid we to all over the world, they say, and it shall be answered. And it shall be. And it shall be. Because they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on the other gods, and worshipped them, and served them. Therefore had he brought all this evil upon them. Be careful. You don't dare God. The Lamb of God is also a lion. We can lose anything at the slightest time if we forsake the one that gave it to us. All the blessings you receive in 2024, hold it firm so that it will not be plucked out of the roots. Fast forward, let me tell you what God did to the house, that house. It was called Solomon's porch. It was called what? Solomon's porch. The first thing that happened when Jesus gave up the ghost, recorded that the veil of the temple, they was split. Where was that temple? Solomon's porch. Solomon's porch. If you read further, they said, everyone that passed and sees this, I will say, why have God done this to this house? Solomon at a point said, sir, no problem, me, I will do it. He didn't see wealth then. He didn't have funds. Funds be no day. When he sat down and see kings and queens coming from all over with hard currencies, that in a day, gift alone can come into the treasury. You see like 100 billion. So no. I can do anything now. I have money. I'm the richest king in the whole world. Before and after, nobody has been what? Shh. Name your price. How much will it take for me to marry you? That is the son, that is the daughter of the king. I said, I can marry her. And the phone was there. She married and married their gods. And God was saying, you are daring me. And he thought God was joking. Yes! I'll make you the wisest. My father would say, when a man forget where he comes from, he has lost it already. When you forget where you come from, that's the worst thing that can happen to a man. Don't forget where you come from. Solomon quickly forgot where he came from. Solomon quickly forgot that he was a son of an adulterous woman, that God showed mercy. You're starting your business, your job, your career well. You are so fervent in prayer and dedication. Oh, you are blossoming now. You start following the wrong crowd. Of course, you are moving with people that have money in the same business, right? You start going to where they used to go to, where you have never been to before. Don't worry. It's just a matter of what? Time. God's approval is not express. That means he doesn't give you the right to do whatever you like. You must live your life for him. This 2025, don't forget that everything you have received from God are not express. If you dare God, he will unplug it. May God bless his word. In Jesus Christ's name.